Hey, welcome back into today's video. We're going to be talking about Anna Campbell. There's been an update with this situation. I made a video about 2 weeks ago titled, "We Need to Stop Anna Campbell," to which she's recently come out with a video titled, "A Legal Update." In this video, she explains that she had her lawyer issue a cease and desist to the girls who've come out against her, exposing her of ABUSE, of them, and some of her viewers. Now, I covered this pretty extensively. I'm going to put my video in the pinned comment, but I noticed some inconsistencies within her video that we need to talk about, if you're unfamiliar. Anna Campbell is a YouTuber with over 400,000 subscribers, but Social Blade shows that she's losing subscribers with a daily average of 260 and 1,800 a week. It also says Anna Campbell should reach 399,000 subs around today or tomorrow. Now, when I went through this video, there's a couple things that I noticed that just, I compared it to the research that I did in my previous video, and it really just didn't add up. And I want to start with how it appears that she's saying this controversy is about stuff that it's actually not about. For example,
this whole situation went from holding me accountable over mistakes to an entire hate campaign that spread like wildfire, like a literal witch hunt. And there's no denying that. For example, bringing up things that have nothing to do with what I was originally being held accountable for, like tweets from over 10 years ago where I have said the N-word and then that I've already talked about, already apologized for, already held myself accountable for multiple times.
That's interesting. This is one of the first things that she says in her video, and I've not heard this. That's terrible if she said the N-word 10 years ago, but that's not what this controversy is about. It really pales in comparison to the other things. Being that you were in group chats with minors. So this is one of the inappropriate group chats. This was the name of it. Obviously, I can't say that or YouTube will suppress the video. But these girls were young. They were all minors in this. You can see Anna says, can I join the club? This is another one where it's called also something else I can't say, where one of the girls says, "This is a PORN chat," to which Anna says, "It's okay, I like PORN." Here's Survivor Maddie verifying these group chats, saying this was a PORN group chat where we mostly just sent PORN gifs and images, not an inappropriate jokes group chat. Anna not only interacted with the things we sent in there, but also sent us inappropriate things. So this is just an example of one thing that this current controversy is about. Just one thing. But in another part of this video, you actually say that the ABUSC that people are talking about was from 10 years ago, and you're making it out like people are trying to make you look like an aggressive person.
Just in case there is anyone that still does not believe Anna Campbell is simply because she is a woman, let me remind you who we are dealing with.
These clips are from 10 years ago and they were all joking clips of us play fighting. And you're using that to portray me as an extremely violent person and a danger to society. Do you realize how that looks?
First off, this says December 4th, 2014. So basically 2015, meaning it's about 5 years ago. The interesting thing about this is that this is what you're choosing to show to your audience, but that's not the ABUSC that I was talking about in my video. I'm actually talking about more recent stuff, but I have these two separate clips that I found on Twitter that show you explaining how you snap from your aggressive behavior. And yes, they are more recent. It says, just so no one forgets, this is Anna Campbell explaining on camera to slamming Kaylee into the ground, to knowing Taylor was blacked out, and her sober self saying she did want to be intimate and changing her tune about witnesses.
State that I was in, where I was punching myself in the face, all I felt was a grab behind me, and it didn't matter if she was trying to help me or if what she was doing. Like, I didn't even have time to consciously think about what was happening at all. An automatic response as I was punching myself in the face, she grabbed me from the back and pulled my arm so I could stop punching myself, and I turned and I grabbed her and I flipped her over onto the ground. And
I want you guys to remember that she said that it was an automatic response, but before we go on, this is what happened to Kaylee as a result of this flipping her over on her back.
Anna Campbell physically assaulted me by throwing me to the ground, pinning my arms, threw me to the ground, got on top of me and restrained my wrist.
Now keep in mind earlier when she said that that was an automatic response, let's talk about another time she had an automatic response.
I positioned myself in a way that she was going to bump into my shoulder, making it seem like she started a fight when in reality I started a fight. She took her index finger and she did the one thing that you should never do to someone that has anger problems. She put her index finger on my forehead and applied pressure and flipped my head back. And at that very moment, I prayed for that girl. So as soon as this girl's finger hit my forehead and flicked my forehead back, my body just reacted. I instantly got in a stance and I hit this girl twice. And I just kind of stepped back and I just threw one little punch at her, hit her in the chin once, but then I uppercutted her, which is where the damage was done, and her head kind of whiplashed really quick and she fell to the ground.
So that was you explaining how you set a girl up to punch her in the face. It looked like you was enjoying telling that story. So when you say in this video that they're trying to paint you as an overly aggressive person with clips from what you said a decade ago, when it was actually only 5 years ago those clips were. This is the narrative that you're putting out towards your audience without saying anything about this stuff. It does come off a little bit disingenuous, but I want to know what the viewers think. Let me know in the comment section below.
What kind of proof or evidence are you gonna, apparently I was and texting a 12-year-old, but there's no proof of it because you guys are saving it. You know how stupid that sounds? You guys have exposed me for everything you have. You think that anybody, or actually maybe people do believe you, but this is me telling you that you're full of shit. You do not have any proof of me or texting a 12-year-old because I never texted or a 12-year-old in my entire life. I also never sent pictures in a group chat. I would love for somebody to pull that proof up too. Are you saving that for your court case that you haven't started yet?
I'm just going to play this part from my previous video. If you guys do want to watch this video, again, it's a lot of detail. Will be in the pinned comment. Makes a lot of sense. Teenagers, like kids. It's not cool. Verifiably sending inappropriate photos. And I'm told that she was sending these types of photos so she could get the opinions if she should post this on her social medias and OnlyFans and different things like that. And again, it's also something you don't ask 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17-year-olds. This is where she's saying, did I hear something about effing? So this right here is to Maddie. She is one of the survivors. She was 16 years old at the time of this conversation. She says, spank me. Anna says, only if I can spank you hard. This is another exchange that was sent to me. Now, a lot of people don't know where the original source of this is, but I did search it up and find it for you. This girl says, F Anna, F me. Anna says, hard. She says, yeah, real hard, like, and then she's just playing into it. And yes, this is what the original transaction is, and it's very disturbing. It's Anna's on Twitter who posted, and the main thing about this is it says, after hearing all sides of the story I'm posting, I wanted to come out with something. I was an underage fan when I received these messages. Do I think she was grooming me? Not at all. Was it dumb as F for her to do? Absolutely. And then somebody asked them how old they were at the time of this, to which they respond, I was 15 at the time. Now, clearly there's multiple other pictures that we could go over, but I want to get to the inappropriate group chats where the sole purpose was to send and receive inappropriate images, to which Anna did play a part of. So obviously these things existed, and for you to say things without bringing up, it's what do you call that when you are talking about stuff without showing examples of it? It's blanket statements. Yeah.
Do you know how frustrating that is? Okay, like please try to put yourself in my shoes. These stories are made up completely.
Not only is it interesting that these things are all fake, but it's also interesting that the majority of these things can be immediately verified by things that you've said out of your own mouth. Have fun bringing that up in court.
All of these girls were with me over the age of 18, and they were completely consenting to everything that we were doing. Not to mention Kaylee's over here saying that she was freshly 18 and trying to make me seem like I groomed her, and Taylor too. Well,
it's very difficult for me not to see how you don't see why people are calling you the the P word, PEDO. It's because, as you said, not just one, but two, multiple of these relationships that you've been in have been in with people that had freshly turned 18, given the context of all the other very strange, inappropriate conversations that you've had with underage individuals. That's why people are saying these types of things. That's why, it's pretty obvious. She goes on to read the cease and desist, and I want you guys to hear what this thing says. She doesn't show it. She does read it. I'm going to put it up in a little bit faster of a speed to get through it. This is what she says.
This firm represents Anna Campbell, Anna or Miss Campbell in parentheses. Please forward any and all future communications relative to this matter directly to our attention. You are not to contact Miss Campbell either verbally or in writing. This letter is to address your ongoing false claims against Miss Campbell through multiple media platforms, including Twitter and YouTube. You have undertaken an extensive online campaign to attack Miss Campbell by asserting false and defamatory claims against her, including representing that she is in an emotional and physical amongst other falsehoods. Your online posts and videos about her in these regards are in violation of multiple laws and constitute defamation against Miss Campbell. That's the first one. You additionally recorded Miss Campbell without her consent and disseminated the recordings online, specifically Twitter, in violation of the law. That's the reason why I wanted to read Kaylee's, because a lot of YouTubers talked about that, and they all thought that they were lawyers and thought that that was okay for her to do. It wasn't. Your voluminous, oh my god, that's a hard word to say, and ongoing posts have caused extensive harm to Miss Campbell, including harm to her reputation in business. Your careless disregard and false misrepresentations about her have harmed her online business, which oh my god, my camera really stopped while I'm reading it. Furthermore, while the details of which have been withheld from this correspondence, your online actions against her constitute either negligent or intentional infliction of emotional distress upon her, as she has developed adverse physical and emotional manifestations in response to your relentless, false, and malicious claims. I mean, medical proof for that. That had like 3 charges in it alone. Let me keep going. Furthermore, you have acted in concert and cooperation with others online, including Taylor Lynn Pendergraph and Ashley, I'll beep out her name too, in an effort to defame and harm Miss Campbell, all to your benefit. Under information and belief, your online traffic has increased, which it has, as a result of your malicious posts about Miss Campbell, likely to your financial benefit, which constitutes unjust enrichment at the expense of Miss Campbell, which is another charge. As counsel for Miss Campbell, we hereby demand that you cease and desist any and all discussion, reference, or representation to Miss Campbell. The next sentence literally says, any references you make to her counsel or this letter will also be a violation of this demand to cease and desist. And Ashley was the one that first said that they all got the letter, so she was the first one to make the violation, not that it matters, because they all violated it anyway. And then it ends with, you are requested to confirm in writing that you will comply with these demands within 10 calendar days of the date of this letter. Nothing herein should be construed or interpreted as a waiver by Miss Campbell or any rights or causes of actions against you. Please direct all future communications in regard to this matter to the undersigned. Very truly yours, my lawyer.
Now, one major thing I want to point out is she says the girls are in violation of this cease already, and she says this on multiple occasions. This is not true. She said herself that the cease and desist was only valid after 10 days. So I reached out to she got her cease and desist on the 24th. So her awareness of the cease and desist was on the 24th. So she has 10 days before that takes effect. Cease and desist, 10 days. I mean, that's what you said out of your own mouth. But at the same time, you also said that they've already broken it. It sounds to me a lot like you have no idea what you're talking about.
These people are trying to ruin my life forever to the point where I have no future at all for claims of me being this toxic and person.
You can't blame other people for your own actions. Literally, these are your own actions. If you guys want to see her actions in more extensive detail, like I said, my video is in pinned comment. It goes over everything, or a lot of the things. And yeah, it's just these are things that you're doing, and you're shifting blame off of yourself. You're trying to absolve yourself from any accountability at all. Like at some point, you got to just be like, I did this stuff, which is funny because you've already said that. You've already said that in a deleted video.
That's when I know that people are going to agree with me because I know I'm in the right. But I am no way, shape, or form in the right in the situation at all. After seeing everything, all the footage, I know you guys saw the footage that Kaylee put out. A lot of people are thinking that I'm going to get up here and try to justify it and try to lie. And it's just like, that just shows what you guys think of me. And if that is the reputation that I got somehow, then I have no choice other than to take accountability. I do just want to say, I would never make a video like this and try to justify what happened between us. There's no justifying what I did to you.
So that's her admitting it there, but then there's another clip from a video where she actually says again what she did.
Kaylee, don't come out here for a minute.
Please stop.
Stop! I'm breaking you. I'm breaking the one person that's there for me through everything. I don't deserve to be alive, Kaylee.
Another thing she says, and this doesn't make any sense to me either, she says something along the lines of like, why would anybody, like, all this bad stuff is caught on tape of her doing stuff because she said that these girls were doing bad stuff too, but she never caught them on video because she wasn't ever trying to record their bad moments in life. That doesn't make any sense. This is what she said.
We have gone through the same together. I just didn't film them and I just didn't expose them. I could go through one by one and say everything that they've done, but I'm not going to do that, and I have no video proof of it either because I wasn't thinking that I'm going to expose one of my girlfriends one day. Like, I can't. Anyway.
This is also a very strange thing for me to hear because usually people are recording stuff because the situation has alarmed them to a point to where they are recording it because they know something needs to be recorded. For example, like the many people that are pulled over by a police officer and they feel uneasy about a situation, so then they record. Obviously, in this situation, there's a pattern because not only did these girls record, they all recorded you. Multiple people have recorded you doing abuse, and just generally just terrible things. You've been recorded and caught multiple times because people had that feeling. That's just how it is. But this is the update on that. There is going to be a lawsuit. It's going to happen. I'm going to keep you guys updated on it. I'm going to stay following this, so make sure your subscribe notification turned on. And as interesting as this is, always something that's more interesting to me. That's right, you guessed it. I want to know what you think. So just go ahead and leave your creative and interesting responses in the comment box below. Thumbs up for those likes. As always, brothers and sisters, I will see you in the next video. We need to get some positivity turtles in the chat. I know this is very stressful for Natalia Taylor and Kaylee and Taylor. And sorry that you guys got to go through that. On a positive note, I did get a haircut, but you can't really tell it. My hair's getting really long and thick, and I feel like I need to get these layers cut shorter because it's turning into a mane, I feel. But I'd like to thank my patrons. Really appreciate it. If you guys want to support what I do here on the channel and get your name at the end of my videos with these guys, then that link to that will be in the pinned comment. And it's just another show that you're repping. If you're not repping, you're gagging. How you do that? I can just subscribe, notification turn on, be in the comment section to every single video because I'm going to be there. Greg the Cat's going to be there, and the rest of the Repzilla community as well. And I expect to see you there too because this channel loves you. Thirsty. Oh, happy Thursday.